Okay, so today we have the Flaming Lips and She Don't Use Jelly. Now, we have the music video here, and I do want to say it could get blocked, but we'll see what happens. Either way, I'm watching it, and I did chuckle because She Don't Use Jelly. I mean, that gives me some kind of, it's an enticing title. I think of another, thing you can use jelly for. But anyway, we're going to get into it, talk about it after. I did a Flaming Lips reaction to Race for the Prize back in 2022. So I'm well overdue for another reaction to them. So let's get into it, talk about it after. Let's go. She don't use jelly. Quite a breakdown.
She'll make you breakfast, she'll make you toast, but she don't use butter, and she don't use cheese, she don't use jelly or any of these. She uses Vaseline.
A little bit of a country flair.
When he's at home and he blows his nose, he don't use tissues or his sleeve, he don't use napkins or any of these. He uses magazines. She's always changing the color of her hair, but she don't use nothing that you buy at the store. She likes her hair to be real orange. She uses tangerines.
What an odd song. So the Flaming Lips and She Don't Use Jelly. My goodness. And again, I when I hear She Don't Use Jelly, I just think, of course, personal jelly, personal lubricant one might use. I mean, that comes to mind. And so I didn't know if the song was going to be kind of, have some double entendres. And when I was listening to the song, of course, when I was listening to the lyrics, I was thinking, do these mean something else, or is it just entirely absurd? And I think, from reading up some quotes and stuff coming into this of what lead singer Wayne Coyne has said about the song, I guess, it is kind of just absurd. And he kind of thought about how, I guess, reading up on songfacts.com here, and And I hate to just go right into, some stuff here, but I was reading a quote. He said, he would say, we used to do these silly experiments. You drink it of a glass of water, then you spit into the water and drink it. There would be this disconnect of Christ, I'm swallowing my own spit. So I took that a little bit further. A lot of times people will use Vaseline on their lips because they don't have lip balm, but the idea of putting it on food repels them from eating that. So of course, I mean, yeah, it's a silly thing. It's a true thing, but it's just like, who would make a song about it? And I mean, make a song about it and it become a hit for you. And I believe this might have been their breakout song. So it's so absurd. It's so funny. It is humorous, I would say. I thought it was funny. You guys, obviously I was laughing a couple times for the song because it is just so weird and out there. And again, I was thinking, is there more meaning to this, or is he just talking about some oddball people, who use jelly, put Vaseline on their toast, whatever. And of course, he talks about jelly and talks about dyeing your hair with tangerines, and it's just like this is a bunch of different people. My goodness gracious, and I guess that's as deep as it gets. And you talk about Cher as well, and I mean, so anyway, it caught my attention. I was hanging on to every lyric, again, because it's very interesting. It was an interesting delivery as well. I loved Wayne's voice. He, like I said at one point, during the song, good lord. I remember the song that I did react to a while back, like I said, Race for the Prize, and that one, it almost had like a shoegaze kind of feeling to it, for me anyway, because it was just such a big sound and it was almost overwhelming in that way. And then his voice was very light and airy, and again, his voice is kind of light and airy here. He has a light voice, I would say, a soft voice, you might say, just a voice, I don't know, that even still, it has a nasally kind of tone to it, I would especially say on the song that I know now. And but at the same time, the music is very much still loud and all that stuff. Of course, they did that kind of that loud to quiet dynamic. I know of, Nirvana used a lot. I know the Pixies used a lot that Nirvana got from Pixies. But anyway, and they used that here, and like just that, you had a booming entrance into the song, and then all of a sudden it just gets really quiet. And I think I said, everything just quieted down. I didn't expect everything to quiet down, and then you just have Wayne singing to you, and he does have, I was going to say earlier, I don't think I ever said it, some kind of country twang to him, and also the guitar had kind of a country flair, I thought, to it as well. Just some kind of twang. I don't know. That's just what came to my head. And but at the same time, again, it was a booming kind of bombastic sound. And I just love his nasaliness, I would say, and how he would elongate words. And tangerine. It's just I don't know. It's gonna stay in my head. And again, I love the humorous lyrics and how they were just kind of having fun here, not being serious, not taking themselves seriously either. And yeah, I thought it was just kind of a bundle of joy. I mean, my God. And I love the video too. Again, it could get blocked. I don't know what's going to happen, but I love that, he talked about in the video, a girl dyes her hair with tangerines. I don't know if he dyed his hair with tangerines, but I mean, his hair was very red, I would say. Maybe you could say orange, perhaps, either way. Could be my sight. But anyway, yeah, so I don't know. They just looked like some interesting characters. And I loved in the video too, how you had the people, someone holding the toast. You had some toast and eggs in the video too. And also watching the video and just hearing his voice, it really made me think. I was like, why there's so many bands going through my head, because this was 1993. Grunge, I would say, was still big at this point. Of course, Nirvana was still going, Alice in Chains, all that stuff, Soundgarden, whatever. But no, I forget the other band I was going to say. Anyway, but what came to mind was like, it almost, maybe his voice kind of reminds me of Billy Corgan. I got some Smashing Pumpkins vibes. Beck came to mind too, and I always say, throwing bands out there that the song reminds me of, but I mean, that's what came to mind. I was like, why is this reminding me of like Billy and Beck? And I mean, and at points too, it almost sounded like Jack White to me, just maybe again because of that voice. But of course, Jack White came after these guys. But anyway, that all came to my mind, and I was just taken aback. And again, you could see probably my face, I guess, during the whole thing. I was just like, my God, this reminds me of so many different things, and it's just so different. It is so weird and quirky and kind of a novelty song. And anyway, but I guess, like I said, it was a big hit for them and kind of put them on the map. And I love a song like a song like this that, again, is not very serious, with all of its quirks and talking about individuality, you would say here. I like how it got them big, I guess. And I mean, I guess talking about how people are different, that's not always a bad thing. So anyway, if I could find these lyrics again. Got too many windows open on this freaking computer. So anyway, I guess we'll get into them. So let's go. I know a girl who thinks of ghosts. I mean, one of my favorite shows is Ghost Adventures. I mean, I don't know if I believe in ghosts, but it's fun to watch. She'll make you breakfast. She'll make you toast. Again, these lyrics are very absurd. I like the rhyming. And I mean, toast and ghosts, it's kind of, you know, a slant, but anyway, but she don't use butter and she don't use cheese. Again, I don't know, it gave me kind of a freaking vibe as well. I don't know, just to think about that because I heard the word cheese. Anyway, she don't use jelly or any of these. She uses Vaseline. And I guess as well, I was reading up that they were going to call this, she uses Vaseline, or put Vaseline in the title, but I guess, you know, you can't use a branded, you know, company's name, even though I think Ice Cube had that song called No Vaseline, but anyway, I guess they didn't want to try that, and they ended up calling it She Don't Use Jelly. But, and again, it's a very enticing title, so either way. Yeah, anyway, but again, it's just kind of absurd, and I guess there's not really any double entendre here, at least that Wayne has said. He's just kind of said it was all kind of absurd, and that was the whole point of it. He was just having fun. The band was having fun. Anyway, so yeah, she uses Vaseline on her toast. And again, it's just like, I don't know, you might see that on a show like My Weird Addiction, but I don't think I'd be into that. And I know a guy who goes to shows when he's at home and he blows his nose, he don't use tissues or his sleeve. He don't use napkins or any of these. Again, it's almost like a Dr. Seuss thing, you know? The rhyming here, and it's just kind of, again, it's absurd, and I just think of old freaking Seuss. Anyway, he uses magazines. Again, it's, you know, these people are different. They're not, you know, they don't follow the herd, whatever. They don't use napkins or any of these. He uses a magazine, for God's sakes. I know a girl who reminds me of Cher, and then I love the back and vocals there, but that reminds me of Cher. I don't know, it was kind of like, almost said in like a haunting voice. I mean, I want to say anyway, but anyway, she's always changing. Again, there's the back and vocals here as well. The color of her hair, but she don't use nothing that you buy at the store. Again, these people are very different. They're a bit odd, and here we go with her. She likes her hair to be real orange, and then we go down more here. My goodness, and she uses tangerines, and yeah, and that's it. And it's just like, and it leaves you thinking, what the hell did I just listen to? And what's he talking about? And I don't know, but I had fun, I have to say, and that was the whole point of the thing. Again, the band was having fun. They were young, obviously, and again, they took something that they talked about, like I said about the quote earlier. You drink water and you spit into it, and you're drinking your own spit, this kind of thing. And if you put Vaseline on toast, you like toast, but you don't like Vaseline, and why would you put Vaseline on your toast? So I don't know, that whole thing comes to mind, and it's just absurd, and they like that, and again, I love the kind of country twang that it gave me. I don't know why that came to mind. Obviously, this is kind of alternative rock, some kind of grunge influence, you might say, as well. But I like all the flavors going on here. And I will say, I talked about Wayne so much, but of course, Stephen Drozd, I want to say, is on drums here as well. Michael Ivins, I apologize, is on bass here. Ronald Jones is on guitar, and he was on backing vocals as well. I guess Stephen and Michael and Ronald were all on backing vocals, but this is for the whole album, of course, of that this song was on. But anyway, so either way, I like the backing vocals behind Wayne's voice there, because they all have kind of nasally, I don't know, young sounded voices. Of course, I know they were young, but their voices are just so kind of unique. And I hate the word unique, but that's what comes to mind. Anyway, but yeah, so there's all the band there, because I talked about Wade so much. But of course, Stephen, Michael, and Ronald were big parts of the track as well. And Keith, Cleversley, my goodness, is on is the engineer here. My goodness, so you might as well put his name out there too. So anyway, I guess that's all I gotta say. I mean, my God, again, I feel like I still haven't processed what I just heard. It was very different. It was kind of, again, weird comes to mind, but I love how, that loud to quiet dynamic, his soft vocals, that kind of countryness that came to mind, all the other bands that came to mind too, like I said, like the Pumpkins and Beck, the White Stripes, I feel like they must have maybe been influenced by these guys. And, yeah, so it was it was fun. I gotta say it kept you on your toes, and, just kind of some absurdness, some about nothing, and that's all we got here. So anyway, I guess that's all I got to say. So thanks for watching. Glad I finally came back to these guys. I know you guys have requested them, and I just couldn't pass up this title. What a title for a song. And the Flaming Lips too. That's a great band name. I mean, the Flaming Lips. I was thinking about it today when I was thinking, what am I going to react to? And I remembered the Flaming Lips, and that they've been in my mind because I haven't done them in a while. And I was like, the Flaming Lips. That's just a hot band name, I gotta say. But anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, subscribing, commenting, all stuff. Really appreciate all the support, and I'll talk to you guys again soon.